Just to begin our agenda for the night, I'll give a brief introduction to Save Your Skin Foundation and Nail Lives and STY-LIVES, which is a sister initiative of Nail Lives. And then I will pass it over and we'll go over the more sciencey parts, which will be an intro to nail melanoma, what Nail Lives is, and then a step-by-step process on what to look for. And we will also go over how to register, and then we'll have time at the end for some closing remarks and questions. We might not go the entire hour, but we just wanted to leave time in case anyone, again, has any questions. So to begin, for those of you who aren't familiar with us, Save Your Skin Foundation is a national patient-led not-for-profit group who is dedicated to the fight against non-melanoma skin cancers, melanoma and ocular melanoma through nationwide education, advocacy, and awareness initiatives. Save Your Skin Foundation is committed to playing an active role in reducing the incidence of skin cancer in Canada and to providing compassionate support for all Canadians living with skin cancers. It was founded in North Vancouver by resident and melanoma survivor Kathleen Bernard, and we actually are celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, which is very exciting. But it all began in 2003 when Kathy was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma, and by the time Save Your Skin Foundation was established in 2006, Kathy's cancer had spread to her vital organs and her treatment options were limited. But fortunately, one of her sons discovered a trial treatment taking place in Alberta, which ultimately ended up saving Kathy's life. And while her cancer treatments have finished, her battle with melanoma is not over. And she uses Save Your Skin Foundation as a way to prioritize patient care and support and remains focused on awareness initiatives such as this one. So to go over quickly, the Nail Lives initiative is a sister initiative of STY-LIVES. And I think some of you guys might be here from STY-LIVES or have heard of it before. But STY-LIVES started about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was led by 2 medical students with the support of Save Your Skin Foundation. And it aimed to empower and educate hairstylists and barbers to detect potentially suspicious skin lesions on the ears, face, and scalp of their clients. And participating salons and barbershops are still provided with training materials and resources and are taught how to detect suspicious spots. And the purpose of the project is to help facilitate communication between the client and their healthcare provider, leading to hopefully earlier detection of potentially dangerous melanomas and skin cancers. So we're very excited now to be expanding the initiatives in collaboration with medical students from McMaster University, who you'll hear from in just a moment. So Nail Lives remains focused on education, and the materials have been expanded to include nail technicians, showing them what potential signs to look out for and helping to facilitate conversations with their clients. So I just want to reiterate that this isn't supposed to be a medical training, and we're not asking anybody to diagnose anybody. We're just more so helping to show people what to look for, and then hopefully getting them referred to a dermatologist even earlier. And I would like to just quickly give some intros. Oh, my photo's not working, but my name is Katie, and I'm the marketing specialist here at Save Your Skin Foundation. I've been here for about 3 years now, and throughout the course of my work here, I've gotten to work with so many amazing patients and advocates to bring awareness initiatives such as this one. So I'm going to pass it over to Grace, if that's okay, and then she can kind of pass it on.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much, Katie. My name is Grace. Nice to meet everyone. I'm currently a third-year medical student from McMaster, and I'm really excited to be part of this initiative. Speaking a bit about my background, and also I'll pass it on to my peers as well. I think the reason why this initiative was born came from my experiences in clinic. So my friend Jenny and I are roommates, and we ended up talking one day about me coming down from derm clinic and how I saw a lot of patients who came to clinic to get their skin checked, but also came to clinic with acrylic nails or gel nails, or like I'm wearing right now, shellac nails, and how sometimes people who wear nails often may not be as aware, as able to visually see changes on their nails that are happening, and that might, impact their ability to take care of their nails or see early signs of conditions like skin cancer and nail melanoma. So hopefully we can really lean on you guys in the community and our collaborators in the community and the nail technicians and nail salons to kind of help improve health for all people. So I'll pass it to Jenny next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenny. Similar to Grace, I'm a third-year medical student at McMaster University. And of course, Grace already gave the spiel about our conversation regarding nail health, but my background is mainly in preventative medicine and medical education. And a lot of the belief I have is healthcare doesn't really start at the level of meeting a physician or healthcare provider, but truly lays in the hands of community members who hold so much knowledge and expertise. And preventing melanoma or the progression of such is something that's incredibly important and we can't always pick up because by the time you get to a physician, you're progressed to a different stage compared to someone who sees your nails and especially your bare nails on a regular basis. So that's kind of my interest in diving into this, and I'll pass it over to Dea.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I apologize. I am a little bit sick, so my voice might be a little bit off. I'm a first year medical, not medical student, resident, big change at University of Toronto. This project and this initiative is obviously very high yield as a dermatology resident, as you know, skin cancer is very much within our field. And I know for me and Shanti and Dr. Buhalal, this really started earlier on with a paper that we published about the risks of skin cancer in UV nail usage. So very happy to be here and very happy to contribute to this.
And I'm Shanti. I'm a third year medical student at the University of Toronto. Daya kind of already introduced how we got our start with Save Your Skin, but after we did this paper on UV nail lamps and the risk of skin cancer, we actually ended up working with AIM at Melanoma on their Polished and Protected campaign, and then decided that we wanted to take some of this back home to Canada, which is how we ended up working with Save Your Skin. And it's been a great experience so far. So we're really excited to share this presentation with you all.
Yeah, and then last but not least, as you can see on the screen here, Dr. Abu Halal is our medical advisor for this project. He's the division director of dermatology at McMaster, and he can't be with us here today for the webinar portion, but he'll be able to join at the end for any questions if something comes up. But we really rely on him to make sure that all the information we're providing is evidence-based and correct for the purposes of safety and for just overall the health of our project. So we're very appreciative to him.
So I'm just going to give us a very brief introduction into nail melanoma. So melanoma itself is a type of skin cancer that specifically affects the pigment or melanin producing cells in our body. It can occur in the skin on the hands and feet, but also the nails themselves. And here's some photos that you can see of melanomas. But there are also other nail conditions that are not melanoma, but may mimic melanoma, and they may not be as concerning or dangerous, but still good things to keep an eye out for. So here you see some examples. There's a hematoma on the left, which is a collection of blood under the nail. This can occur sometimes with trauma. There's also functional pigmentation or just normal variations of coloration. And then lastly, there's onychomycosis, which is a fungal infection of the nail.
Yeah, thank you, Dea. So like Katie mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, we're not here to educate people about nail melanoma specifically or ask you to diagnose nail melanomas and other skin conditions while you're in the salon, but rather to raise awareness and give you some insights into signs of what to look for and try to encourage your clients to seek care from a dermatologist or other medical practitioner. There are some ways that we can differentiate nail melanomas from other non-concerning lesions in the community, and we created this acronym. We're not created. We leaned on some research in the literature to help create this acronym to guide the development of this initiative. So we have the ABCDEGF mnemonic, and A stands for kind of demographics of people who may be higher at risk for nail melanoma, specifically with regards to their age, their ethnicity, and also their otherwise cultural ancestry. And then B stands for bands, or the actual appearance of the lesions on the nails. We talked about brown and black bands, as you saw in the photos in the earlier slides, and also the width of the bands can sometimes make a difference. So as bands get thicker, as they change, that may be more of a concerning sign to seek medical attention sooner. And then also if the border is more irregular or blurred, as opposed to maybe very discrete and thin brown lines that are more consistent with functional pigmentation, like Dea was mentioning. C stands for probably the most important thing to keep track of as a nail technician in the community, and that's change over time. Because I think when you see your clients very regularly over the course of a few months or a few weeks, you're able to actually see that document that change. So is there an increase in size or the growth rate of the nail bed? Are there any recent changes in color? Are you able to ask your nail clients from their perspective if there have been any changes? Generally, those are some things to keep in mind. And then if we go to the next slide, there's the next few letters of the acronym as well. So D stands for digit. Nail melanoma tends to preferentially affect the big toe or the big thumb. And these areas have higher risks than other digits, specifically if only one digit is affected. So if you see someone who has maybe bands across all their nails across both hands, that may be less concerning than if someone only had one really thick, really dark band that was changing over time on their thumb. E stands for extension of pigment. So there's this one sign called Hutchinson sign where sometimes the pigment on the nail can actually bleed into the skin around the nail. And we call that skin the proximal or the lateral nail fold. So if you see pigmentation not only on the nail bed itself, but also on the skin surrounding, that may be more of concern. F stands for family history. This is important in all areas of medicine, but especially in cancer, because there are some genetic aspects to melanoma as well. So if the person has a family history of melanoma, if you know them very well, that may be more of a reason for concern. And then finally, general appearance. I think nail technicians are very in tune with nail health. You're able to see how the nail is brittle or cracking, and sometimes nails can even bleed or ulcerate, and those aren't, signs of a healthy nail. So that can sometimes interact with different medical conditions like melanoma as well.
Next, moving on to why do nail technicians play a key role? Nail-related melanomas can be diagnosed later because of varying presentations and health disparities. It can be especially hard to detect in people who frequently wear nail polish or artificial nails because they aren't seeing their nail beds very often. So when providing nail care to clients, nail technicians are often inspecting high-risk zones on bare nails and may be the only people seeing these bare nails. So how can you help? Your role is not to diagnose, but to help raise clients' awareness of potential concerns and encourage them to see their family physician or a dermatologist. Some people may not know when they need to see a doctor, so this is a really important role that everyone can play. We have a bit of an acronym here for steps to follow, and it's polish. So for P, prep the fingers for a manicure or remove any previous polishes or acrylics. After doing this, then inspect the natural nail bed. O is observe for any spots or lesions on or around the nail. Use the ABCDEFG acronym to note any suspicious presentations. Ask the client if they were aware of the spot, how long it's been there, and whether they have any personal or family history of skin cancers. L, list any suspicious findings on a STY-LIVES business card and give it to the client. I, if possible, take a photo of the spot with your client's phone to document it. These photos are very useful when they are able to see a doctor, as they can show them if the lesion has been progressing over time or what it looked like when they first noticed it. S, support the client with a STY-LIVES brochure on nail melanoma and provide information on how to contact a healthcare provider and other resources for support. And H, help us assess the value and success of this program by completing the STY-LIVES record form with the date of your interaction, what resources you provided the client, and any other notes or comments that you may have.
Okay, so how to register. So registering for STY-LIVES is incredibly easy. We know that everyone's really busy, so we don't want to make a really long form or registration process. So all you need to do is you can either scan this QR code if you're on your laptop and have your phone handy, or you can head to the website, which is www.saveyourskin.ca/naillives. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can fill out a registration form. And it just asks you for very basic information like your location, name, salon name, etc. I know a lot of people do their nails out of their homes, so that doesn't really matter. It's more so just for us to have an address of where to send the materials. And within 5 business days-ish, a representative will contact you and kind of confirm your interest and confirm your address. And then we'll ship materials either to your home or your salon. And that's kind of it. And sorry, just to go to the next slide. Here's an example of the materials. So we've touched on this before, but we have the business card there, which is kind of convenient because it fits in people's wallets. And the goal is that we want people to go to dermatologists and seek professional advice as soon as possible. So we tend to find if you have a card in your wallet, people end up seeing it, every time they open their wallet to pay for something. So it's been really useful, again, in STY-LIVES, and we've wanted to have the same card for STY-LIVES. So there you just kind of have your information. So the spot identification date, location of the spot, and then any other information that you think might be relevant to your client. And then here we can see the brochure. So it's double-sided, but we see the polish acronym that we just spoke about. And yeah, you can keep a stack of these at your salon or in your home and kind of give them out to your clients, either someone that you found a spot with, or just in general, we found with the STY-LIVES initiative a lot of success in individuals kind of letting their clients know that they're looking for this kind of thing, because again, it's just an extra step. We know in Canada, it's quite hard sometimes to get a family doctor or a dermatologist. So it's just kind of an extra person looking out for you. And again, since nail techs tend to see their clients semi-regularly and usually end up chatting back and forth, just a really good way to reinforce the trust that's already built. Okay, so this is kind of the end of the webinar. We wanted to open up to any questions that anyone might have. If it's more medical side, I'll direct it to our lovely presenters, but if it's something more related to Save Your Skin, I'm happy to answer. I also just wanted to reiterate, if you guys ever have any questions, you can head to our website at saveyourskin.ca, and there's a lot of good information there on how to find a dermatologist, how to find a doctor. We're also always available via email or phone for questions or any patient support that you might need. And yeah, I will open it up to any questions. I also just wanted to reiterate that this program is open to anyone across Canada. So you can join from East Coast to West Coast, and we'll still ship you your materials. We have team members in most major provinces, so we're able to send. We have a question. Does the link explain how the examination of the concern would be done by a dermatologist? So no, we basically are, all we're trying to do is just facilitate those conversations between nail techs and their clients. We are very wary of asking, a nail technician to try and facilitate a conversation with a dermatologist. All we're trying to do is just refer them. The dermatologist, again, would be trained on their own to be able to detect whether or not it's a bruise. Even myself, sometimes I've seen like bruises under my nails or things like that you want to get checked out. So all your role is really just to document that interaction, provide them with the information, and then ideally on their next visit, you can follow up and kind of ask them if they were able to get an appointment or able to speak with a dermatologist, and then the dermatologist would be the professional to take it from there. Have you reached out to foot care nurse organizations? This is good information for us as well, and we have a bit better direction referring to higher levels of care. We have not at this point. That's a great point. We are, again, this is kind of the launch, so we're definitely looking for ways to expand. So Colleen, if you have any recommendations of organizations to reach out to, that would be awesome. Because yeah, I think our goal here is just to, again, spread the word. Because I also wanted to note in my previous presentation, I know a lot of nail techs kind of already are doing this. It's just kind of a way to form a bit of a community and hopefully provide some guidance in terms of research and things like that. Thank you. Okay, I will note that down, and I will definitely reach out with this information and some resources. Okay, fabulous. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your Tuesday evening or afternoon, depending where you're located, to join us. And we hope to hear from you all soon. You can expect a link to this webinar in the next few days. And unfortunately, it's only available in English, but we will have French closed caption. We do have all materials available in French as well. So if you're from Quebec or you know someone who would like to join we have all the resources available in French as well. Thank you all so much. We'll see you soon. Bye.